If I told you to build a system to bring in new social media management clients reliably every single month, could you do it? Growing your social media management freelance business into an agency is really hard work. And one of the biggest issues is the need for significantly more clients. Because to become an agency owner versus a social media management freelance business owner, you do need far more clients. All of a sudden, as an agency owner, you have staff costs you've got to consider, and you need to make sure that they are covered no matter what. For example, most of the social media managers I talk to want a maximum of 5 to 7 clients. But agency owners are often looking at a starting point of 10 plus. I see so many people with the goal of growing their social media management freelance business into an agency, terrified to take the leap because of this issue of client numbers. And to be really real, the issue of not knowing how to get more clients if they need them. So if this sounds familiar, keep watching. I'm Bethan, I'm an agency owner, and I have been for the last 6.5 years. But I also offer coaching and mentoring to other agency owners and booked and busy social media managers. So I've been where you are. Like, truly. I worked part-time in my business, like side hustling, for over 2 years. The reason why was because I was really struggling to bring in clients reliably to be able to kind of cover my salary and cover my costs. But after doing a lot of work on my marketing and lead gen process, I figured out how I could bring in new clients really reliably every single month without burning myself out. I went from side hustler to finally working full-time in my business. And then less than a year from the day that I went full-time, I was a team of 5 as an agency, and things had grown and scaled exponentially. I'd hit those milestone months that everyone dreams of, like the 10K, the 15K months. I looked back at like side hustle Bethan and was like, oh my God, if only you just figured this out sooner. And that's exactly why I've made this video today, because I want to help you do the same and speed up the process of hitting that goal of becoming an agency owner. So let's step back. If I told you to get a new social media management client right now, would you do it? Would you be able to do it? Do you know what the process would be for you? I'm guessing there's a few of you out there who are a little bit unsure. Maybe you are considering what your options could be, but you're not 100% sure on what would work. I'm guessing a lot of you are going to be making plans in your mind of how you would bring in that new client. And if you're anything like I was, you're probably thinking of things like posting more content, maybe applying to more roles on Upwork, maybe even putting out some ads, and maybe some direct outreach, maybe like DMs, emails, even cold calling to people who match your ideal customer. I'm going to be honest, that sounds like a lot more work you're adding to your plate. So if you were sitting there thinking through how you could bring in new clients and you immediately go to this action place of adding things to your to-do list, it might not work long term. Because if I told you to build out a system to bring in new social media management clients reliably every single month, would you be able to do that? Realistically, you can't keep adding more work to your plate to get new clients, or you're going to burn out and you're going to stop as soon as you get busy. So the option of posting more, applying more, doing more work isn't going to work long term. Instead, you should be focusing your efforts on building out a really reliable lead generation system that you know 100% works. And right now, I have a free mini course called the Client Attraction Academy that is for social media managers, that is for aspiring agency owners who want to know how they can get more clients. It's a 7-part series, and I include everything I could think of. I've got a lesson in there on how you can get new clients through social media, how you can use off social media efforts to get new clients, how to upsell and retain your current clients so you can give yourself a boost even without a new client number, and a 6-month roadmap to make sure that you get to your goals. And like I said, it's entirely free. But if that's not enough, I'm going to give you a couple of tips today so you can walk away with some actionable advice to put into play before you even sign up for the course. But of course, if you're already ready to go, you can check the link in the description and get going right now. Okay. So let's talk about a couple of tips then. If I were in your shoes and I needed to get these new clients every single month reliably, what would I do? First off, I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into lead generation marketing principles and truly reflecting on my knowledge and my experience of marketing and whether that translates to an experience of lead generation. I say this because, to be really real, I thought I knew marketing down to a T when I first got started with my agency. But the type of marketing that I did was very much for engagement and reach. It was never really for getting new customers. So I had a lot to learn about this very specific part of marketing to make sure that I could, use my skill of marketing to bring in new clients and not just rely on sales tactics or engagement and reach and kind of just hitting enough numbers to be able to bring in clients. I needed to make sure my small audience was bringing me leads. I want you to ask yourself, is that the case for you? Has your knowledge and experience of marketing been in developing reach and engagement and creating really great social media posts, but maybe not social media posts that are about getting new clients? The second thing that I would be saying that you should do is prioritizing your business just as much as you prioritize your clients. I know that you want really good results for your clients, but honestly, the one thing that you need more than that is good results for your own business. To build something sustainable, you have to be able to prioritize your business. And especially as you take the transition to an agency owner, you'll start to step away, or you should start to step away from a lot of the day-to-day client work and should be focusing on the growth of your business. How can you start to do that now to make sure that you're set up properly? And when I say this, I mean you should be reporting for your own business the same way you do for clients. You should be tracking your income. You should be having some financial planners so that you know exactly what is working when. You can see, in March we had a really good month. What did I do in March differently? I also want you to be setting KPIs and specific things that you're working on that you know works. So an example here is how many discovery calls did you have a month, and having a set amount that you're aiming for. And finally, I would be pushing you to focus on retention and upselling. As much as new clients are really important, I truly don't think that you can build an agency without solid retention in your current client numbers. And immediately I think of people trying to get new clients all the time and grow their business that way while clients are leaving. You're sort of working with a bucket that has a hole in it. Instead of trying to tape up the holes and make sure that water isn't escaping, you're just frantically filling up the bucket as quickly as you can and putting as much water in it as you can. But that water is escaping and your water levels are always going to go down, or you're going to have to be working really hard to keep that water bucket filled. But if you just taped up the holes and you made sure that that bucket wasn't leaking, or was at least leaking a lot less, it's a lot less like hard work to fill that bucket up because you're not fighting it. It's not losing water at the same time as you're putting water in. Long term, to build a sustainable agency, you want that bucket to be watertight and sealed up. You want the people who come in with you to be there for the long haul. And I say this because retention was huge for my agency. We still have a client today that we signed as our first retainer client when I was still side hustling and it was just me. I wasn't even an agency owner at that point. They're still there with us today. And upselling was also huge because our clients were happy, because they had no intention of ever leaving us. When we were offering them additional options to work together and asking to add more to their package, one of our clients went from our most basic of basic packages at around £350 a month to paying over £1,000 per month by adding on additional services, adding on email marketing. And all of a sudden this £350 a month package became £1,000 per month before we even upped our rates. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I could rant about this all day long, and there's more detail on all of these points in the course for you anyway. So like I said, check the link in description to go and sign up, and don't forget to be filling out your workbook and doing the do, so to speak. This is a course that I want you to take action from. I don't want you to just sit on it and let it resonate and you'd be like, that was a really good course. No, I want you to do the work and I want you to put these things into place so that you can see real results. Because I've been doing this for long enough and I've been working with enough other people in this area that I know what works, and I know that this will work for you too. So if you want to reliably bring in clients every month, this is the way to do it. I know that this works and I can give you my framework directly. And a final note, I want you to pay extra attention because I am offering a free prize to anyone who completes this course. If you sign up for the Client Attraction Academy, you will have the chance to win a free one-to-one coaching session with me to talk about any topic that you're struggling in your business. And my one-to-one packages start at £1,200 per month. So for you to get the option to get this insight for free is insane. And I cannot wait to hear your guys' results. I really want you to come back to this video and leave in the comments below exactly what your takeaway was from the Client Attraction Academy. And I want to hear what your wins have been since completing the course. And now I'm going to pop on the screen a playlist for you on all different types of business advice for you to go and take a look at.